which geopolitical and strategic issues are affecting global mobile managed services the most in 2022? Richard, I'll toss this one over to you as a starting point. We hinted at them just a little bit at the beginning, but I'm curious what's top of mind for you.
Thanks, Jan. One of the developments that is affecting telecom expense management is a decrease in the usage cost. And the last few years, we've seen two major reasons for this development. One is the use of communication applications like Teams, Zoom, and others. And the second is the COVID pandemic, but then more as an accelerator of the use of the applications. Nowadays, most common way of communication internally with colleagues and with your main business partners is starting a team calls on your laptop or your mobile device instead of making an old-fashioned telephone call. And therefore, the use of business mobile phones is more focused on mobile email and the communication applications like Teams. The effect of using the applications and the decrease of usage cost has been accelerated by the COVID period that, let's hope, lies behind us. But however, we expect that the changes that we have seen will remain intact. An example is working from home. Working from home is more common and widespread among office workers than it was before COVID. More and more we see the option to work from home for about 20–40% of the time is included in employee contracts. And with less travel time, also the need of a company-paid mobile phone is decreasing. Speaking about company-owned mobile phones, this was quite common in Europe, and this has also been changing. The need for a company phone is decreasing, and you see that buy your own devices also in Europe is increasing impact. Another impact of COVID was I can clearly say the fact that roaming disappeared. Nobody was traveling, so roaming charges dropped with 70–90%. There were less travels to clients and partners, and we expect that will not get back to the level that it was before the COVID period. So in the long run, we have seen a big decrease in the usage cost, and we expect it to go up again a little bit, but not to the level of before COVID.
Right. It seems like you're going to be challenged not just with dealing with cell phones and smartphones, but with other devices that are now taking on either soft phone or other tasks that have traditionally been in the mobility space and in the telecom space.
No, exactly. It's more data-based and no usage charges. It's also will mean that because of the decrease in the overall cost for mobility for the old-fashioned mobile phone, so to say, companies will not treat this as one of the top priorities on their action list. But nevertheless, mobile management is still an important way to reduce the cost and also to keep the costs on a low level. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's I want to stress that it is still important and it will remain important, but the focus can be a little bit off that topic because of the drop in the cost of the last 2–3 years.
Okay, great.
Another point was, and already JC mentioned this already, in Europe we see the growing awareness of data privacy. You might know about GDPR regulations that are mandatory in Europe. Especially when a US-based organization wants to sell or implement services in Europe, expect data privacy, data security, and GDPR to be an important topic. So find out what the company culture is, what the company policy is on data privacy and data security before starting implementing, because in some cases you really need to have your approval from a local data privacy officer, or sometimes even works council, and they might require more visibility than only the information about what kind of data you're using. They also want to know what are you using the data for, and for what aspects will you not use the data, to make sure that they have a safe feeling about the data privacy.
Yes, great point, especially as the GDPR fines start making headlines more and more frequently. Yes. So let's move to our next question.